Anyway, welcome to the 2021 base tour. Yes, well, here. You want to start us off? You want to give us the intro this time?
Am I talking in Discord or am I talking in game?
Discord.
Discord? Okay. All right. I'm a pipe, and this is...
Okay. Alright, so you do that, and I'll go, and I'm a Poob.
Okay.
and then
Ready?
and then you can just kind of take it from there. Or
Right.
I can describe it if you want.
No, I got it.
Alright.
All right, ready? All right. I'm a pipe, and this is...
I'm a Poob.
And together, we run the Poob Tavern here on Rusty Moose U.S. Monthly No BP wipe for the month of February 2021. And this is our humble Poob City. As you can see, he's giving you a quick little glance. We're above the shop right now, just kind of looking at the landscape of our entire little masterpiece. And we're going to give you a quick tour for this wipe, just like we did back in July, that you can check out on Ima Poob's YouTube channel. So make sure you go like and subscribe, because he works really hard at it. All right. And now I'm going to hand it over to Ima Poob himself.
Cool. So first, I guess we'll just hop down to the shop and take a look at what
Sure.
we made this time. I mean, we always kind of go through this. The shop is something we kind of just throw together at the last minute, and we want to make an actual kind of permanent design for the shop that makes sense. But this one actually, I mean, I kind of like how we've been doing this, where it's just
it's definitely
2 rooms, right?
It's definitely evolving.
There's like the room upstairs and then storage down here, which we just fill with whatever random garbage we have to put down here at any particular moment. Surrounded by a ring of vending machines protected by garage doors. And we've actually gotten good enough now. Our vending machines are crooked, but our locks are not screwed up on the garage doors. That's a pipe and poop first.
Yeah. Well, I will say, with the changes with the drone ads and the changes to vending machines, a future iteration of the shop is definitely going to happen. Like, we're going to redesign it to make it make more sense for the sales.
Just taking a quick look through all the vending machines, showing off some of the items that we have. Workbenches have been really good this wipe too. We just get them from raids and then sell them for 80% of the scrap cost.
Right. Yeah, they... At least the tier 3s. I don't know about the other ones.
Oh yeah, and so the cloth thing is worth talking about, right? Our employee Jack really is the one that started this, but so Bandit will buy cloth from players for some certain amount. It's 120, I think, scrap they get out of 1,000 cloth, somewhere in that area. So if we sell cloth for less scrap, then they have to pay, or rather, less than they're being paid out by Outpost. It basically just creates a loop where we don't have to go sit at Outpost. I mean, we are giving up some scrap profit, but when you're still running a large farm, which we are, and we'll go show that area off in a little bit here. That's a really good solution for us, because like the cloth farm was what carried us through last July's wipe, but they nerfed the hell out of that, and with this change, it means we don't have to have somebody sitting down there all the time. We can have just like basically a customer sitting down there.
At the expense of some profit, we are still generating a decent amount of scrap per day. So it's definitely viable for a large group to do something like this. It won't be for smaller groups, because the volume of the supply and demand of the server dictates how much you're going to make, and our machine is refilled 3-4 times a day. So there's a lot of demand, and I don't think a small group would be able to accommodate without running a very large farm, which has to be tended minimal of 12 hours a day.
Something worth pointing out too, we all got Pookie Bears for something. The admins gave 1 Pookie Bear to everybody on the server, so that is why you're seeing that on here. I'll just
yeah, if you like Pookie Bears, you have to come to Rusty Moose. Apparently they're pro Pookie Bear. No, we're not spawning stuff in. Yes, this is vanilla. So
yeah, that's why I just went and showed which server we were on, just to have a little verification there. But I guess we can just kind of go straight into the apartments.
Right.
I mean, the main shop area is really gorgeous this wipe. That's one thing I'm like super proud of. Diz, Vox, Deathcrest, and I'm probably leaving 1 or 2 people out there, but a bunch of people just like spent 2 days getting this all beautified when we heard some YouTubers were gonna come check it out. So
Yeah.
the neon signs, the animated neon signs, are so awesome. And then we also just have so many sleeping bags, and honestly, some of them have been getting blown out. All of these holes are like mini fires or something that have occurred recently.
No, we've chopped them for people getting evicted.
Well, Mac crashed a mini helicopter in here the other
Oh,
day and
okay.
burned a bunch out. So, yeah, but tier 1s are pretty standard. We did like the smallest footprint, which is what I want to continue doing. We're in open debate about this right now, but basic setup. I did a couple other shorter videos on this, but square and a triangle, bed, 3 small boxes, barbecue, large box, and a furnace for each one, and then just access to a tier 1 bench. I want to say there's a phone up there, but it probably never actually got put up. We did intend to have a phone on this workbench. I think the original one got broken.
It did.
We've got kind of a rudimentary camera system right now. We didn't go as crazy as we have in the past, but it's still enough to kind of keep overview on the entire base. Tier 2s. Same setup as before. We're doing a different building structure than you've probably seen over the last year, which was like the 2s and the 3s put together.
The July wipe would have had the 2s with the 3s. This is old school, retro tier 2.
This just kind of lets us split up the 2s and the 3s and only build the one that we need more of. And we anticipated having more customers this time around, so we just wound up going with split builds, but same design as before: 2 squares, 4 larges, small box, 3 furnaces, bed, another small box, and a barbecue. And obviously that's like a little bit customizable if we know you well, or we know you're not gonna, get rid of the room by the end of the wipe. But typically 1s and 2s are not furniture customizable. Okay, so tier 2s do have the phone back here, and then access to all of the bigger furnaces and refineries and everything. So the tier 3 courtyard is actually through the tier 2 this wipe, which I just thought was awesome. Like, it creates this really high traffic area to get all the way back to the tier 3s. I did have a tier 3 resident say he's like, I'm tired of walking through the tier 2 ghetto to get to the shop. Which was like, it was so clever. I like wasn't really upset, but I've never had the tier 2s called the ghetto before, so I was a little triggered. But tier 3s are sick now, so we have elevators in the game, right, which were not in last time we did this. I'm gonna head up to room 7. You wanna join me, Pipe?
Why the heater's not working? Did somebody mess them up?
I think they only go on at night. But so here's your tier 3. It's the same footprint as they were with the combined building, but just slightly different. Actually gives you a little bit more space. Furniture's totally customizable on these, so a bunch of them just have like either mixing tables or a bunch of large boxes here. And tier 3s have access to an actual tier 3 workbench, which is out front. Pricing scale is a little bit higher than before, so we did 75 on these before, now they're 100. And we couldn't keep them on the shelf, so not a terrible decision on our part.
And the whole structuring too of the pricing, it's not so much because we're greedy. It's not that. It's we're incentivizing customers to stay active and to keep farming so that they can get their land, sea, and airs, which we're going to show you next.
Well, and this is like a more built-up building too, so
right.
It was just part of the base cost. It's funny, we made this facade like at the very beginning of wipe, and that's all it ever was. Red turret back here.
Yeah, this was for a whole nother like tier 3 if we needed to build it. But
yeah,
I
think we could have put a car garage back here, and given tier 3s access to cars, but never wound up happening.
Well, maybe instead of building 2 tier 3s, we just add another floor and have a 10-room building, and then build a car garage.
We've actually got 2 open right now, so.
And then maybe 8 works. I don't know. There's always we're always looking to, improve our options. That's the great part about having all the months in between to, theory, craft, and work on builds on the build server.
So the tier 4s, you actually have to go take quite a path to get out of here, but this entire courtyard out here is covered in peacekeepers. Obviously, it wasn't right off the bat, but I think it's a lovely little path, though.
Yeah, the secondary courtyard was set up basically for other things, like we have our car garage out there, we have our casino out there. I wanted to do a combat arena, it just never came to fruition. Too many unfortunate griefing attempts by angry little folk that would come in periodically and camp the residents and keep us busy dealing with the riffraff that I couldn't get that built this wipe.
I feel like it was more of a resource thing than a man-hours thing. But
No,
here,
that's just a stone building.
We're down at the tier 4s now, so these are split, right? So these are the land, sea, and air buildings to 250,000 metal or sulfur, or 1 to 100 high qual. I mean, I can give that whole scale later, but we pretty much take any raw resource. Customers have space for 2 cars down here. You can fit the max length ones, but then it gets a little difficult to navigate through here. You can just close doors behind me. So here's your bottom floor. There's a triple airlock there, or just rather 3 sheet metal doors. Got your small boat dock here in the back, which leads out to a courtyard, also covered in peacekeepers, and a gate. These guys need to close the doors. On the second floor here, right, you got space for beds. This comes fairly bare bones. Like, we'll put the chests in here and everything. I guess they broke one of their chests. But...
Oh, no, that was the previous owner had it locked.
Okay. But so...
replaced it.
Plenty of room for storage here. You do get a single watered and lit plot. And, you know, all of this is expandable. It does come with the tier 3 bench as soon as we have one available. They're not always ready right away. But then up on the 3rd floor, you got your heliport. So they have a bed in here, but this is normally where you'd park your mini.
What's up there, a horse?
A bed. Last thing I was expecting giving a tour, but here I can just show this one off. There you go. So that's what the normal port looks like. You know, just a little bit of storage up top too. So these are really nice because you're like fully enabled once you have this, right? You can use any kind of either boat or helicopter, car. I mean, obviously not a rib, right? For ribs, you'd have to sit there and repair.
You'd have to leave it outside and repair it.
Yeah, and those.
It's too expensive to add that to the build. Like, you have to have a large, double wide with, you know, stone gate building to house a rib, and just the blocks would really exponentially cost too much.
And so there's also this shared kind of vertical hallway right in the middle with an elevator.
Right. Yeah.
So this will take them from this garage door is basically the same as those gates out there, and then they can take this down to any specific floor. Then the tier 4s are also protected by these power towers, so plenty of green turrets. This is probably, I mean, this is obviously the most peaceful area to live, I think, in all of the apartments. Tier 3s have been pretty solid for a long time, though, as well. Tier 1s and 2s just seem to be less active than anything now.
Tier 1s tend to be people who try to do malicious things to other residents. Not all of them, but people that want to do stupid things seem to do that. They get a tier 1, and then they immediately get evicted the same day because they're an ass.
And so here is we sold a total of 7 of these, really, this wipe, with 1 eviction. Somebody got banned by anti-cheat, and we resold that room. So we made a total of 1.75 million metal off of these, or the equivalent in other resources. We were prepared to make another building, but it just didn't really make sense. We're only a couple days, well, 8 days away from wipe at this point. 7.
7. 1 week left. This week is Burning Man. this weekend?
Yep. So we'll be doing a Burning Man video too. Just the giant wooden person out of building materials. Oh, and this version of the tier 4s technically has this little courtyard back here where stone nodes and like trees and wolves and stuff spawn. So there's no other way in or out of this. Just
Yeah, it's their own private little farm. They can go back there.
Too. Look at that. They can even get cloth back here.
Get everything back there for all we care. That they the only problem is if they kill an animal, they have to sit back there a minute and wait. Otherwise, the peacekeepers will kill them.
Cool. Okay, so let's go do the other big courtyard out there in front of the shop. Building by building. So right out front of the main shop gate, we've actually had to use this very infrequently. Just a bunch of red turrets. So this entire thing, when it powers on, it opens all the garage doors and then turns those red. It also closes this gate, as well as the 2 gates down there. So we actually had a second tier 2 building, which we sold a fair amount of rooms out of. I'll actually give you a total count on rooms sold this wipe. I want to say it was 3.42 million. I think that was where it landed. We may sell another room or two, but it'll be at a discounted price considering how late into wipe we are. So here's just kind of the main courtyard in a sense now, or at least the furthest out courtyard from the core. So we've got a fairly big casino in here. We were going to do a car raffle as well. We just couldn't really figure out a way to do it. We'd have to seal this in. We really need to build this outside in a sealed block and then have the key to that on the note. So we can definitely do it. We just have a little work to do on that one. The casino has been going pretty quick though. A lot of people have been using it this wipe. A lot of people spinning on the 20 times wheel. That's basically just like an outpost wheel. Only I think it's missing 1. There's like 1 tile taken off. I forget if it's a 1 or a 3. This all just kind of remained dead space. I probably should have sold this to a guy that wanted to make a Waffle House, but just never really had everything set up to do it. Nice little bridge over here. I really like the way the reeds look too in this courtyard, especially up against the tier 2. It's kind of our front gate. And really just like more power towers and stuff over there. And turret coverage.
We never got to it, but there was that extension that's almost by the gate was supposed to be another turret of death, but it never got created.
So we have a 2-floor garage area over here. We did have two length cars up here, but I traded them for a 3 length downstairs, so we actually have kind of a nice selection right now. So here's just like your, people hauling vehicle. This was like our meme drive around the shop and help people move resources vehicle. And then we just picked this one up, so it's like a Jimmy Neutron car or some shit. I don't know what that is. Like, yeah, the garage cars are one of those things where it's like you got to put the time into them, but if you have a group and you actually like deploy properly, they're pretty useful. They're definitely like the safest transport when you use the armored modules. Do you have anything to add on the garage?
No. I do like our own personal golf court.
Oh yeah, we had a little, what was that? Here, let's hop up in this tower. Just take a look from up here. I do not want to fall here. I have a feeling you're going to fall on that one, but who knows. Just to kind of give you an overview shot. It is tough to get cars that are longer than 2 or 3 out
Here,
of there.
Poob.
Nice. I really like the casino sign this wipe too. That it just looks really good, and like that little front piece we have on there. The pipe poop sign actually looks really good at nighttime too. So just a shot for you from this angle. Alright, so I guess we can kind of head in towards like the office and everything. So right behind the shop, we have what we refer to as the office, which is basically just Pipe's vault where he keeps as many as 40 gears at a time. We just kind of needed one little sectioned off place for the builders to be able to have lock chests to put like just simple stuff like gears and metal frags, and just to be able to build up a little bit of resources. So it started as that and then stuck around. It was actually surrounded by wooden walls at the beginning, and then they all got burnt out and just turned into a little horse area there.
There's one wooden wall left right there by the horses. Over here.
Yeah.
This was here wipe day, this wood wall.
Yeah,
the office is basically just a 2x2 building with a third floor for kind of like a little bit of security defense in certain areas that look out at the apartments, mostly the tier 4s, even though there's none of those apartment goers cause any real issues with the exception of one getting banned. He was actually a good tenant, just he decided to be a cheater. The whole thing is to protect them from any possible like stick-ups. We did have one attempt recently, just a few days ago, where somebody like hopped in the alleyway that gets back there and tried boosting somebody's stuff off of them, and I had to clap them. So it helped having that little bit of overview. So one thing I really stressed this wipe, unopposed to the last couple wipes that I shouldn't say unopposed, it's the wrong word. Something that I did this wipe that I didn't do in previous wipes, and Poob used to do, probably when I first became a member, was really survey and map out the flow of the land and how we could build structures within our area of Priv, because we controlled this whole bottom corner of the map. It allowed me to dictate where I was placing a building, what I could cover with that building, and just the flow made a lot of sense.
Well, yeah. I also think you were just being stubborn. Let's move into main, though.
What?
So, I'm sure some amount of people have already seen this main from the air as they fly over in mini-copters, but it's pretty straightforward. It's actually just like a 7 TC base. There's a 5x5 with honeycomb. That thing is stonked right now. There's a core here. So you can see the division right there, but that core building is basically just like the largest suicide bunker you've ever seen, followed by 3. Well, this is probably the smallest of them, but a mini frustrator or frustrator.
Even call it a raptor, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, so
there's all sorts of names. It's
mini bases.
Those mini bases are designed by like adaptations of stuff you see on YouTube. They're not identical to the YouTube stuff, but you can find things that look similar.
On this side we have a boat base. Let's jump up here. So this actually has like a narrow column. I want to climb up so we can see that real quick.
Well, that's because the column is because of the water, the level of the water.
Yeah, see, so we can't even put gates because it would block the ribs from coming in and out, so kind of just have to bite the bullet on that one and It's probably the least secure area in the entire base, but we could just add a couple turrets to fix that too. So yeah, you can see our 4 layers of high walls over there. Not a lot of turrets in between layers, but lots of barricades. So it is not just 4 high walls. It is 4 high walls and probably 4 or 5 barricades as well.
Yeah, and you're also swimming through deep water. You can't walk out there, so whether it being a limited secure area or not, you're vulnerable to getting murdered. Like, you can't defend yourself while swimming.
But so it's got little side compartments for small boats, and then space for 2 ribs.
And there's storage areas in there too, and locker room, but nobody really ever. The person who usually plays out of the boat base the most didn't play this wipe, so it's not outfitted at all. It's just a building to hold boats.
So you got another mini frustrator here. And that's actually the farm. I'm going to head inside to go take a look at the farm. Farm suffered from a little bit of decay, so I'm just going to show off the bottom floor because that's where everything is right now. We're still trying to repair everything, but it was basically just 3 identical floors, so pretty straightforward. Okay, yeah, so actually we're kind of getting back into it, but
yeah, this one, the planters are all back down, but the water and lights are still messed up here. The bottom floor is active. It works.
Yeah, but so 3 floors of this, lots of mixing tables, lots of refrigerators and storage to make sure we've got space for berries and everything. We sell all of the teas and we use all of the teas as well. Yeah, so here you go, like these are fully functional again.
At this point of wipe, we're arguing back and forth whether to totally repair the other 2 floors or not. I want to do it because I'm pissed that it fucking decayed to be. Oh, I'm sorry. You got to edit that.
Nah, I don't.
I'm just pissed that it was let decay because I was at work when it happened.
Yeah, it was a tiny window. It is because we made it stone, and I'm actually the one that poo-pooed upgrading it to metal. So, hey, you know, it is what it is. We'll either fix it or.
It's because of the way decay works. It's top to bottom and outside in, and being that this is just a giant box, it decayed fairly quickly.
So what else can we go take a look at here? I guess we could look at the side of the. Oh, we'll do the heli, of course.
Yeah, the airport, man.
Oh wait, this is the 5x5.
Here, right here, over here. Gotta go down. Oh wait, nope.
Nope.
Gotta go through that door first.
That's Diz's bedroom.
Oh, it's probably sticky. Oh, should we show the pilot's lounge up here first?
We can.
So this is the pilot's lounge up here. You gotta come back up. So basically, you're going into our airport hangar, which is our big hangar for our Chungus and our minis. This got converted. This is like the crossover from the core base to the hangar, and this got converted to the pilot's lounge. Calkin's one of our main pilots. He hangs out in here, and it's just kind of a nice little RP area for the pilots.
Do you have these codes? Can you just start hitting these?
Yeah. I placed them.
So it's turning night. We're gonna pause and wait for day here in a second, but space for 2 scrap helicopters in here, and actually above us there is what's the
that we have to go back up to get to that.
Okay. We can do that before night finishes. Oh my god, I feel like it's so much faster going the other way.
Well, there's no way up but this way.
What, one more?
Up.
There you go, and space for minis. As many as like really 6 or probably more than that you can fit up here.
You can fit 10. It just makes a damn mess. 6 comfortably. It's designed for 6 because of, just the side compartments have bags, lockers, just little extra storage. These are just drop boxes up here for mini drop boxes, and it's designed to where if your minis explode, you don't lose your boxes.
You got a landing pad out here with some lights just to help kind of show it off. We've also got like single sets of lights on the towers. That just kind of helps with, not running into them. And then here you go, space for the large scrap heli landing. We should actually go look at the shop front at nighttime. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, this basically is just a landing pad with drop boxes for when you come back from a raid or roaming with the big group. You just can drop off your shit here and go. You don't have to run it inside. Somebody else will either move it or you come back, move it later. And this gets built off of this base. So you put down that base and you build out and then backwards, engineer it. And actually makes the base 8 TCs, but we don't really count this one as the main one.
Yeah, and what's so nice about this though is like when you have 12 that are out and 2 in base or whatever, or whatever your split is, more people can just come back, and then every single person drops into a box. I mean, you could land as many as 20 people here, and if you had 2 or 3 people actively cleaning the boxes out while those people were raiding, they just wouldn't have to stop raiding. Lots of uptime, I think, was a big factor of our success too. Is like all of the people that like wanted to role play and run the base and stuff were just full send on keeping furnaces ran and like helicopters running and all of that. So we have 15 large furnaces over here. 16, I think I counted the other day.
Too many.
We're right behind the shop again, and this is just our massive storage area. So we've actually got to switch to remote. There's lots of.
You call that the factory?
Yep. Metal. We're hurting on metal right now. Like that's actually obscenely low. I would expect to have at least 3 or 4 boxes of it, but
I think we have just over 2.
It's hiding here somewhere, but
I think we have just over 2. We need metal.
It gives us one place to like launch everything out of, and it gives people like a dedicated goal too, where it's like there's 20 boxes that need to be filled, and there's only 16 boxes. People will keep farming instead of just like, oh, we already have 4 boxes of metal. Like, well, we spend 5 or 6 boxes of metal a day, so we need, we need to keep that intake pretty high. I'm just gonna go show off the shop front here at nighttime. Fox did a great job on those signs, I think. Also want to show off the front of the casino at nighttime. That shape out front, I think, looks really cool.
Oh, the semi-pyramid casino.
It gives it that like casino. Yeah.
Yeah, with the giant casino sign. Yeah, the only thing I think we were missing was a big Poob sign.
I'm cool with the one they threw up. Honestly, it kind of serves the purpose and. So that was the majority of core. That was all of the side buildings. What are we missing here?
Nothing. We got everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
It usually takes us about 1 day cycle to go through it also. I suppose so.
I mean, we're not showing it, but we have another large operation on a different portion of the map that our melee team is focused on out by launch.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole nother 5x5 compound that we're paying for. So
we didn't actually show off the inside of core or the inside of the 5x5 if we want to do that.
I mean, anyone who plays this game knows what a 5x5 looks like. The core, I mean, it's honestly, you probably have to edit the video at this point because what I'm going to say is the core is shit. It's empty. It's got turrets and boxes. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's true. And unused boxes at that, and a suicide
Yes.
bunker that either me, him, or 2 other people have to bag into, and
Right.
90% of the time it's him. Okay, no,
Like if
let's
somebody would
just
try to
wrap it
raid
up then.
that, they would be very unhappy.
You know, this was a fantastic wipe. We did 3.4 and change million in land sales, so 30 to 40% of that was probably sulfur, 30 to 40 was metal, and then the rest was high qual or other random parts that we needed. So that broke our record, for most land sales ever. We had military dominance on this map in a way we just haven't, I think, in a long time. That I have not had to worry about it at all. And honestly, our alliances were probably unnecessary. I'm used to really leaning on alliances with the way past wipes have gone, but our military team really knocked it out of the park this wipe and gave us the space to set all of this up and have 30 plus residents. So it was a fantastic wipe. I mean, this guy worked super fucking hard. Kalkin 84 came in really well too. He just was doing a bunch of logistics stuff at the beginning. Like I said, Vox and Diz beautified the area. JCB Josh did a really good job running the shop when I wasn't able to do it.
Jack ran the farm a lot.
Yep, Jack powered the farm.
Came up with the cloth thing that we'll continue to use in the future unless they nerf it, which I doubt they will. And we have guys like in the beginning of the wipe, like Cleaver helped out with the getting the genetics.
Cleaver did a ton of our setup. Yeah, both the
he
power
did a ton of
and
electric.
the water, and yeah, the genetics was huge too.
He had some help from Zero in the begin. Not 000, not Zero, our Millie guy, but helped him out in the beginning. Vash helped him out in the beginning with electrical. Kalkin and Vash and myself did a lot of the theory crafting on this build on the build server last month, and the only thing I can't say I touched was the 5x5. That was Varen. He built that completely. Well, the only thing that we might have did to it was run electrical and set up turrets and power and outfit it. But as for building that base, he built that by himself once we had the footprint down. Kalkin did a lot of the build on wipe day while I was at work, and then I finished along with him and Vash the next 2 days.
Sharn also did some good work in the farm.
Sharn for the first week was a tank in the farm as well, up until he stopped playing. And there's probably a few others that I'm missing out on.
I'm going through the list right now. Billy showed up consistently and did a lot of really good work with the military team as well. Obviously, Kai and Arson were new, but they put in a ton of hours and did really good work too.
Right.
Mort or Meow as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of the guys that came over with Zero that were solid all wipe.
Yeah, his whole team really just killed it for me. And Varen ran everything very well there too. So.
Yeah, they're really with the exception of a couple people that just disappeared mid-wipe. I mean, it's been solid.
Well, again, I know I don't require people to play the game. It's a game in the end, and we're playing a game to pretend that we have a job to set up.
He's nicer
really cool
about it than I am.
Oh, and that's why I run it, and you have to steal my secondary name. Hey, thanks everybody for coming around. We'll see you next wipe.
Show me the video or the Pookie gets it.